I have to watch him do that, see I'm watching. I'm required to watch.
I don't know why you give that to him. Why? Because you got a sick kid at home.
What do you mean?
He's
Very
not
nice.
sick no more. But he said he was sick. Over the weekend. He's good now. Our school, oh, I can't say nothing more.
You don't have any changes to you, right?
Yeah, they grow on.
So I'm still waiting on that. Get them documents. I sent it back to him again. Ready? All right, the pledge and a short devotion. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Lord, we pray that you keep our employees safe as they're out there in the weather conditions, trying to help the community to stay safe. We thank you for such a caring community. We have quite a few in our community now going down to try to help some of those people from the other states that had the terrible floods. We're such a caring, giving community, and we thank you for that. Amen. All right, here we are, March 24th. And is there any changes to the agenda as presented?
I have none.
I don't have anything.
Okay, and we have a minutes from March 10th.
Trustee Pierre moves to accept them as presented.
Trustee Griffith will second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I will make note that Mr. Varian is out this week on vacation, but he'll be back at the next meeting. The next thing I have is approval of the treasurer's report.
Trustee Pierre moves to accept it as presented.
Trustee Griffith seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Brian, do you need any roll calls tonight?
Those two you don't have to,
Yeah.
but
rest
moving
you want.
forward, any resolutions you do moving forward.
Okay. And I don't see any public speaks. Ron, did you have anything? All right, we're gonna move right on. We're gonna go to the fire report.
Good evening,
Tom.
and thank you. First thing on the agenda is the tornado siren. I had a lengthy conversation with Mr. Tim Morsler of the Starr County EMA. I called asking for funds. His recommendation was actually not to upgrade it. He's like a lot of communities, with technology the way it is today, with phones and everything, a lot of communities are doing away with their tornado sirens. Unless they have like a big outdoor venue like a campground or a golf course. He
Okay.
said the one at the down the road there is mainly for the golf course, not for the housing development around the golf course.
At the quarry.
At the quarry.
Wouldn't
So
the same thing that sets that off be the same thing that goes off when your farm goes off?
when the phone goes off.
Whatever goes off, whoever triggers your phone, would that be the same scenario that would trigger that?
So the National Weather Service, again, issues the tornado watches and warnings. The dispatch centers who set the tornado sirens off, they also get alerted from the National Weather Service of the tornado warning, and then they manually set the siren off. So his recommendation was to not upgrade it to the marks and save the $5,700.
Is the quarry required to have one then with the golf course?
I'm not, he didn't say they were required to have it.
It's funny because
But
I
that's what
had,
they're normally used for.
I had several people ask me, did you hear a siren for that? Was it National Tornado Test Day?
Yes, on that this past Wednesday, or last Wednesday.
So I did have
9/10.
several residents say, we didn't hear the siren.
And he was saying too that you can hear the siren on a clear day, like when test days.
Yeah.
But when it's storming out,
You're not really gonna hear
you're
it
not
anyway.
gonna really hear it. And with the windows being double and triple pane windows now in the homes, that you can't even hear it inside. And,
So what do we just let it stand there then, or?
we could look at having it taken down, that would again incur some costs.
Or we could,
I just leave it set.
we could just offer to village if they want to fix it, they can.
Probably should turn the electric off to, for paying that.
Are we paying the electric, Brian?
Not up there.
Yeah, the village, I
Oh,
think, is
The
okay.
paying
village pays
electric.
electric for the
Sorry.
siren.
So
They've
we,
been paying it since it went up. Kurt had updated me and let me know that I think it's similar to it's more than what the street light bill is, like $15-25 a month. I thought he said sometimes it's like 40s, 45s.
well, they probably should just turn it off then.
Even with it not being in use, it's still,
Yeah, it's still power. It's still, you have to, like at Succo's Park, for example, even before we put any machinery or anything in and plugged in or didn't, I don't even know if we have stuff plugged in, or is there any trickler chargers on anything or anything up there we have? But we have to pay $35-40 a month for that location to keep the account active. I figure that's the same way. He said it was 38 or 42. It goes back and forth between a few dollars through the years.
right. So that's the update I have on the tornado siren.
Okay, so maybe we need to, and I think, didn't Cliff talk with Mayor Spencer before?
Yeah,
We probably need Cliff to get back to him and let him know that you should probably just turn the electric off to it,
or whatever they
or
want.
whatever they want to
fix it.
do,
Yeah, if they want to fix it.
instead of,
Because the quote we got from Staley's was a little over $5,700 to upgrade it.
I can send Cliff a text message and let him know. Tell him to reach back out to him and just let them know that we won't be updating it. If they want to, they're welcome to. They can do whatever they want, or they could turn off the electric to whatever they want to do and why. Is that what we think we'll do?
Yeah, that's fine. That sounds good to me.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then update on the hubcap, Assistant Chief Parker had talked to the insurance company. They were going to reopen the claim on engine 241 and put that cost of $979, I believe it was.
Yeah, $979. I haven't heard back from them. I did a follow-up email a couple of days, actually last week, and they just said it was added to the claim. They're just waiting on if they're going to pay directly to JMAC or they pay us and then we pay JMAC. I'll confirm that Wednesday when I'm in the office during the day.
And then calls, we have 34 calls since the last meeting, 26 EMS runs, ALS runs, 8 fire calls. We had 2 mutual aid assists on structure fires, 1 for a vehicle fire, and then 1 for a second select call, which is pretty good. Getting some people coming home, back from home, and running calls.
Okay, how about employee-wise? Did we get the new people going?
Yes.
Okay.
Firefighter medic Weisel started, he had his first training shift this past week, and has a couple coming up here shortly.
Okay. Did you get a chance to talk with,
I have not.
okay,
Talking about the pastor.
yeah, try following up with him then. He had said something to me.
Okay. That's all I have.
Was the assist on structure fire our fires or somebody else's?
Yes, we had 2 fires, one on Lincoln Street, a week ago tomorrow, was caused by a wood burner. We mutual aid from Washington Township with a tanker, New Michelle with a tanker, and then Louisville with an engine. And then we had it ended up not being a structure fire, but it came in as a structure fire on Georgetown Road. It ended up being patio furniture that had caught on fire due to an open burn.
Okay.
And it was stopped before it got into the house. It melted some siding, a little bit of smoke got into the residence, but no flame. And not enough smoke to cause significant smoke damage.
They're probably pretty nervous.
There was no one home at the time. I guess the open burn was at the neighbor's house.
Oh.
They were probably really nervous.
I did see when I was driving around a few people during the day that were in their yards cleaning up a couple of days ago. I'm like, I don't know what you should be doing there,
Oh, yeah, definitely not. Not this time.
but I'm not gonna stop and go on somebody's property and say, you're not allowed to do that.
All of us.
Yeah.
We'll go out.
So, all right, anything else for Chief Ruskin?
No. Thank
Brian, did you have any more to say on the retirement insurance? Okay, we're gonna move on. Cemetery report.
We received the pins for the wildwood that we had ordered. That Ryan had placed that order and asked for approval of a while back. It was like $217. So they're still here, but he knows they're here. I did talk to him over the weekend. I should say over the weekend. It was Friday night or Saturday morning when I talked to him. And then it looks like I didn't get to talk to him now. I knew he started cleanup, but according to the dumpster's pretty full, and it looks like it's all full of stuff out of the cemeteries, all the or the displays and things that were in there. It's all packed full right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You
so
got
I know
everything cleaned up.
unless Stewie did it.
No.
Because it's all full. And then I point out that when you looked at that treasurer's report, there's only $921 in the account right now. I know later on I'll do the appropriations and we'll have to be talking about, and I've already talked to Jimmy Beck about, we're going to have to watch our mowing and what we do because we really don't have the funds in there right now to be doing much in there. If some emergency happens, we have years ago taken money from the general fund under board approval to help out, but I'm hoping we get some revenue in there to be able to do our basic stuff a few times a year. But somebody says anything about why isn't the cemeteries getting done, I'm going to have him hold off as long as I can,
Yeah,
with anything, because we like to have them done for Mother's Day, Memorial Day, those days, but we're going to hold off till the last possible moment.
Yeah.
And hopefully we get some revenue in.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's all I had to let you know.
Okay, thank you. All right, we'll move on to the road report. Superintendent Unkefer.
Good evening, everyone. If the trustees have read over the road report for March 24th, is there any questions you'd like to ask?
I saw that the state's offering a grant for like a dumping area, which includes tires and stuff like that. Do we have any sites that we're needing cleaned up where we can apply for a grant for that if we wanted to? So just keep that in mind. They're going to go, I think.
You mean like possibly like different places throughout our township it might be left sitting stagnant or something with tires and stuff, or?
Yeah. They'll give us grant money to go in and clean that up, or just trash if we got a place where somebody's dumped a big pile of trash along somewhere like that. They said they're offering the grants until the money's gone. What was it, like $1 million was in there, or maybe $2 million or something. So keep it in mind if you come across an area where you think I know we've had some problems before.
Well, that one place there just east of Sam Crable there on Route 30 where they have all those tires that Chris Newman was talking about. Remember that little greenhouse, I think it was? There's tires stacked up there along that bank. I don't know how many's there.
Where?
Where it used to be a
If you
vehicle
come out
shop.
Sam Crable, like from your house, make a left towards Robertsville, first house right there on the right,
Oh,
on the south side of the road. They got them right up against the bank there as they pull up to their house. Tires everywhere.
Are they off the rims?
I think so.
They might be there.
somebody still
Some-
living there?
It doesn't matter if there's rims or not. where we take them.
Is somebody still living there?
I think so. There, you see cars there every now and again.
Well, if they're off the rims, the county will do it. We won't have to do it, the county will do it.
Oh, they'll come out and do all that.
They'll take it because the off the rims causes water retention, which causes mosquitoes, so the county takes care of it then. So we just need to let the county know the address where it's at. Because they're eligible for the grant too.
Okay.
Because that's on a private piece of property that you say there's a house there or something. Yeah. I think this is more like where they're dumping them on,
The roadways or whatever.
or just off the roadways. Like if you're driving, you can see a whole bunch down in the ditches.
We deal with that about every other week.
Yeah, but we were getting where someone was dumping like 20 tires at a time and stuff.
They went last week and got over a dozen,
Probably close to 2 dozen.
2 dozen and in the same spot on Mapleton Street.
Okay. Well, we can look at it. I don't know if it has to be for a specific spot or not. I just know that it's out there, so we can look at it closer. But for the one that you talked about, I would just let the county know about it.
Yeah.
Because if they're not on rims, then, which I don't know. Does water get behind the rim? I don't know.
I have no idea.
That's their threshold.
I would think you find a bunch of them with rims on. Usually they're without rims, aren't they?
No, most of them, but we pick up quite a few with rims. Still on them. They don't care. They just throw them out.
If the tire's flat, it would accumulate water.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's gonna be loose.
Yeah.
I see it says you measured roads for chip and seal. Did you do that with the?
No.
You just did it on your own?
We did it on our own just to figure out what we need roughly.
So did you get it, did you match up to what we've been saying they have been, or did you?
I did about 10 miles.
Okay, I mean, did you see any conflicts from what we thought they were? Or did they come close to what you thought they were gonna be then?
Yeah, pretty close.
Okay,
I was able to do everything on the south side and still go on the north side of 30 with a little bit more. When me and Rodney went out the other day. The 550. I need to bring this up. The 550 is not running right. We don't know what's going on with it. Rodney brought his own computer in and hooked it up to the truck to see what was going on, and it threw how many codes? 14, 14 different codes that thing's throwing. After we seen that, we went up and talked to Ronnie at R&B's and, was discussing it. Rodney even brought up the thought, for having that many codes all at one time, he's wondering if it could possibly be a ground, like a ground on the body or somewhere in the system to have that many codes. You don't usually have that many codes. It's run pretty crummy.
Just so everybody knows, the 550, what truck is that?
That's the 550 is truck 203.
And that is the one ton?
The Ford 550.
Yeah, just so
Ford
everybody knows
550.
what truck that is.
Yeah, the 1.5 tons.
You guys all know your numbers and your
Oh.
codes, but other people don't know that.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do? You want to take it to RVs, or you guys are going to scour it around, look for grounds, or what do you want to do?
I mean, we can look, but
We can try to look, and we'd have to try to Google or do something, and there's a lot of grounds on that truck probably. I'm sure them guys deal with it all the time on big trucks and stuff. I don't know. We need to do something because it needs to be running good, because we're gonna be starting to go get emulsion, and that's usually the truck we use because it doesn't use as much fuel. It just handles it going down the road better, going that far and back and forth. Plus, we do a lot of cleanup yet. We're trying to. And,
if you didn't use that truck, what truck would you use?
well, then you go to one of the big trucks, and they suck a lot of fuel going clear up there and back like that just to go pull that thing up there. 201, which
Yeah.
usually it's hooked to, you'll use a quarter of a tank just to go up and back. 550 won't even come close to that. That's why we always use the 550 to do it, because it's better fuel efficiency.
Brian, are we good to take it to RVs to at least get it looked at? Are we good to take it to RVs to get it looked at?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know what else we're gonna do.
I mean, you gotta have it looked at, it sounds like,
Yeah,
not knowing how much it is. I mean, you could put a limit up to a certain amount. What do you,
I have no idea what it would cost.
Well, take it over and, or check with them, see when they can look at it and have them look at it and give us an estimate. What it might be. I don't know what kind of estimate you're gonna get, because it's probably gonna depend on how long it takes them to find it.
Right.
Should we approve up to
I don't know how much.
$1,000? And that way, if
Yeah.
they find something, they can get it that fixed.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Trustee Puro moves to approve up to $1,000 for RVs, truck and trailer for the Ford F-550 1.5 ton.
Trustee Griffith seconds, roll call.
Puro,
Yes.
Griffith.
Yes. Okay. Well, call and see when you can get it looked at and see what happens.
All right.
Okay, anything else on road? You spent money.
What's that?
I said you just spent money.
That ain't money spent yet.
What about I seen we had the Marlboro.
Oh, yeah, we do have that on
Order.
there.
Yeah, you guys, had approved back when these guys are going to the,
To that,
that show up to $3,000,
Yeah.
but I got a bill, regarding the piping was for parks. I figure that's probably some in-kind working on them. And you trustees had all talked about, you just wanted to have approval and keep track of what we're getting for that.
is that under
Because
the
it came
grant?
in separate. You could just either do one or two things. You can say that the already approved amount, that's all you got, really. The approved amount that you already
Two steps.
approved goes to that, but make note that culverts were going to the parks, like in-kind
Mhm.
work or whatever, just so you have note of it.
Is that part of the grant for that work over there?
It will be. We have to pay for it now. It'll come out of our portion.
Okay,
You want a resolution for it,
You
right?
should do a resolution you guys already approved the Marlboro purchase, but just so you have note
we
of
want
any
to specify what
in-kind
it
work.
is, yeah.
Trustee Puro moves to authorize that $1,573.20 was spent on culverts for the Parks Avenue project.
Trustee Griffith confirms yes, and roll call.
Puro
Yes.
and Griffith.
Yes. And then are you guys putting these culverts in?
John Parker's supposed to be helping.
So you have to make sure that's part of that grant money then,
Yeah.
under Parker.
I'm finishing up getting all the other,
We had him
Numbers
out there-
together.
We had him out there last fall. He
Yeah.
looked at it already.
Okay,
he just sent me his quote for doing the work.
okay, so make sure we
And,
get that
and
next
for the
meeting.
catch basin, but I'm finishing up with a few more prices on stone and gravel
Okay.
that I need to have, so I have everything together. And the lid before we go,
Then it comes through here and we all vote yes on it before you do it.
or no, or whatever.
Okay, just checking. And what's our limit on that? How much money do we have?
I have to look at it again. It was, it's,
I'll be able to tell you that a little better when I get everything together.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say it because I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's fine. That's fine, and make sure you're logging your time too. How much time you guys are spending on it. Okay. All right, let's move on to zoning. Mary?
Had two permits since the last meeting. One just got approved today. I just turned the money in for both of them today. On the nuisance side of things, the house on Indian Run, fallen in roof, prosecutor's office said we can secure it and we can cover windows or anything that might be immediately dangerous, as long as we don't do damage to the property or harm the value. And we can shut the doors. We cannot like, cover them over right now.
I don't think the door's able to be shut. Did you go check it?
I don't think it would shut.
I don't think it will shut either. It's like its office.
And then he's going to put together kind of the steps and plans we would need to demolish the house if that's what we want to do. He said it'll probably take a hearing and notification of whoever has it. He did recommend that if we could reach out to them to let them know we'll secure it. But he said since we can't really have a contact since he's dead, it's not necessary.
Yeah, so I thought it was a bank that's holding it right now, isn't it? A trust or something?
I think it's still in his name. I don't know for sure.
Well, we can't reach out to the deceased person because they're deceased.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody's holding that.
Maybe to probate.
Yeah, because there's a dispute on it.
Mhm.
Well, if you can find out where to give it to.
Well, as soon as they show up with the bill, there won't be a dispute anymore. I'll be able to run.
If you can, so what we said, if we could do it while it's still in dispute, it'll be assessed on their taxes.
Mhm.
When the deed goes to transfer, they'll have to pay.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why we want to get it done before.
Which one is it? Is
The
that one?
little,
Actually, the roof's coming in on it too, I think.
it is.
Am I on the
Oh.
right one, Mary? This one right here?
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's it right
Yeah.
there.
How big is the property? How many acres?
I
I can't get any
maybe it's
closer.
just over 1 acre, I think.
But there's Maple Street, Indian Run coming down.
Does it show the
Might be
acreage on that
closer.
parcel there?
Yeah,
I'm
it
not sure.
does.
Um, let me- I don't know.
0.69.
Oh, so it's just a lot, small lot.
He did say if we demolish it, we can put it on the tax, or on the property tax to get that paid back. But he's gonna get us the steps, he hasn't got that yet,
Okay.
but once we get it, we can start the process of that.
So if you see the house right there at the end of Mapleton Street,
Right here.
that's the ones where the little kids are coming out and going in there.
So we'll have to pay for it, and then whenever it gets sold, we get paid back.
Mhm.
Or when it transfers, they'll have to bring the taxes up to date.
Whenever it's brought up to date, we'll get our money back.
Yeah. So Brian, if we had to pay for that, what would we have available, the general
It's out of
fund?
the general fund. Yeah, we have like $2,000 there that's designated for things like that. I use a line item for that.
So we could probably,
I don't know what it costs to tear something up or clean
well, it
it up.
depends on what's in it. Do we know if is it full of stuff or is it empty?
I don't
I figured
know.
the doors and windows have been open so much, the doors, whoever
Anything in
neighbor
it
wise
is
has been in
probably,
there and taken everything out that they wanted.
Looks like a good training spot for the fire department.
Well, that actually is a good thought.
Run them off, the roof's coming in. The roof's caving in on them.
I think it is. Mary, what do you think? I
the
think it
corner
is.
definitely on the, if you're looking at it from the road on the left-hand side.
Is
it's
that even a
all in.
possibility?
What's that?
The fire, like a controlled burn?
They can use it for training, but he probably needs them to use roof.
To burn it, we'd have to get EPA approval.
Yeah,
And usually we would be required to have an asbestos check done on it, and that would cost money.
yeah.
And then if there was asbestos, to get it abated before we can burn it.
Yeah. You
I
do
can
better
check
when you
it.
do it on barns. and
All
I
right.
can check it.
stuff.
We're probably 10 grand tearing it down, I imagine.
Oh, I don't think so. It's pretty little. I was asking someone who tears them down and they said it depends on if it has asbestos in it. If it has asbestos in it, then it's gonna go up a lot, thousands. And I don't know, does that say when that was built, Brian?
You got a house that small,
It's pretty small.
have asbestos in it?
It would have to be in like flooring or something.
If you go under
Oh,
residential,
like
it
tiles
should say.
and-
The tiles, I got you.
Go all the way down, Brian. Residential there. It's just a ranch home. I think it's a slab home. I don't think there's any basement to it.
Year built
1961.
61. It's
That's,
gonna be low. I mean, it's possible. Maybe just depends on how much remodeling's been done to it. They even made shingles out of that, I think, too. at one
Yes.
point.
But as far as the prosecutor said, it sounded like we can go right now and cover windows just to secure it.
I think the door's the problem,
Mhm.
and the door won't shut. So if we can't board up the doorway, then it doesn't pay us to do anything. Because the door is not going to shut on it. So let's just hopefully he moves quick. In the meantime, we could check with a couple of the, I don't know if the Parker's interested in putting a bid on it to tear it down. Who did we use over off of Broadway? Eslich. Maybe get a call and get a couple ideas what it might cost. You can give them that square footage of that, and it's a ranch and the date on it. They should be able to give you an idea. It's just a small ranch.
Okay.
And kind of get an idea of what it's going to cost. That'd be great.
What was the square footage of that?
Do they have to bring in dirt and fill the basement in, or do they leave it open?
I don't think there is a basement.
Oh,
I think it's a slab. If there's a basement, it tells you.
My guess would be they have to fill it in if there was a basement.
if there's no basement, that'll make it a lot easier.
Mhm.
24 by 40 is not showing a basement.
Yeah, I don't think there's. I think it's just a slab home. So, 24 by 40 slab home. Back on that profile, does it say, is that like a 2-bedroom home, Brian? I'd probably say it maybe up on the profile.
It
There's,
says 2-bedroom there.
Yeah, it's just
says
a,
no basement.
yeah, the basement says none. It's just a slab home, 2-bedroom slab home, so it's really small. $960 square feet. So, and then call and see what kind of prices you get. Call just different ones. But that's not something we have to go out to bid for. We just need to get a couple quotes in here and then pick one.
Okay.
Okay.
Besides that, the commission sent their amendment to regional planning, so they'll be having their hearing at their next meeting in April. And then Tracy sent in a resignation from the commission.
So do you still have 5 members with your alternate?
We have 4 members now.
So you have no alternates? So we need to get at least 1 more there, or a total of 3 there.
Mhm.
And we need 3 on the other one, right? With the 2 alternates and a regular. Do you only have 4 on the other one, or do you have 5?
There's 5 on the other one,
Okay, so 2 alternates there.
but Karen's out of town for most of the year, so she'll probably
Yeah,
need
she's been
something.
staying in Florida a lot.
Yeah.
I do think that with Tracy, Clapper's been on there for several years, hasn't she?
I think so.
So I think we should send her a note of thanks for her serving her time. Can you put that in your mailings that you do out?
Mhm.
I know the commission's working on trying to get all of our major routes with this layered zoning. So this is just their next phase. Okay, anything else, Mayor? Thank you very much. All right, we're gonna move on. Any nuisance violations? No, nothing, no updates on those?
No,
Okay, any Old Township business? All right, new business, and that's, looking at the permanent appropriations.
Trustees, I gave you a cover sheet. I didn't have the grid all the way completed that I would give you with that, but I prepared that out. I know the question may come up, you know, where were we at last year at this time? We were at about $400,000 more because we had the capital funds in there. We had American Rescue money was still in there, and that money has all been depleted. So it dropped it down from last year it was 2.5 million, now it's 2.1. That could be appropriated. I didn't appropriate every single penny, but some of those funds are pretty, like general fund, for example, 294,000. For example, on that one, the actual money that was available was 340 some thousand. But I try to hold that 20-25% range so that we have enough carryover to get us through the first quarter of the next year. Out of all those funds, like the general fund's pretty well close to where it was. Motor vehicle is only $2,000 different from last year. Gas tax fund is about $80,000 less than it was last year. The road and bridge fund is about $40,000 more than last year. Cemetery fund is down. I have that down almost $12,000 from where it was last year. Fire fund is actually up. I've appropriated more money out of the fire fund because of the levy being in there and available. If you want to drop down to the 2281, 2282, those two funds, there's more actual cash. If you look at your treasurer's reports, there's more cash in those two accounts now. But I am appropriating and prepared that you can approve it, that if we needed those funds for any emergency things, that's what they were there for. Let the fire fund operate the fire department, and then the capital, or not the capital fund, but the soft billing funds would help out with those unexpected expenses or things that we needed. So that number is in there. Road levy, outside millage is down a little bit. That's actually down about $52,000 from a year ago. We have to share that money with the village, and I've got that around $70,000 with two payments to them. It's close to a little over $30,000 each time.
Did we see any increase with the real estate tax increase?
Yeah, you did. That percentages, I have that percentage in my other
That's
folder.
in here already?
What's that?
That's already figured in?
Yeah, that's all figured in. I don't want to tell you guys like an average, but it says like 22.3% across everything. But it sounds like a lot of money, but when I look at it, it's like $80,000 between four property tax funds. I mean, it sounds like a lot, and I know all of us are in the same boat as residents. We all had our taxes go up because of property values, but it seems like it's spread around that we, the township, get about $85,000 more a year.
Okay. Well, I'll make a motion that we accept this permanent appropriation totaling $2,160,215.16 as presented.
Trustee Puro seconds.
Roll call.
Puro
Yes.
and Griffith.
Yes. Thank you for getting that put together, Brian.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't get it all done. I was working on the American Rescue. Deadlines have been burning the midnight oil on that project. And I'm still trying to get down to the deadline on that. I did submit the report in on American Rescue and burned the midnight oil here for quite some time here the last few weeks. I've had some people that were familiar with some of those grants, along with Sue and some of our other people that I know have done those things. And I got the report reported on March 18th. The deadline is the end of this month, which I only have another week. And I got confirmation through both emails and all. They received the report. What I'm concerned about is that the report is accurate to what they have. And what that basically report is all the reporting of our premium pay, our attorney fees, our ambulance, our fire, or our road truck, how all the resolutions, all the money was spent in that American funds. It was $420,000. It's submitted, but they still haven't gave me a formal approval. Oh, okay, everything's good, like they did back when we did the CARES Act. So that does have me a little nervous, because that portal that you do that on closes, and it's probably one of the hardest things I ever worked on in a while. But it's between having combinations of being locked out of the website, locked out of our emails, things like that through these last couple of years, and trying to get in a report has been a nightmare for me. But I keep working through it, and hopefully I meet those deadlines.
All right, thank you very much. And is there any other township business?
Trustee Kerr moves to pay bills.
Trustee Griffith seconds. And we'll be adjourning. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much.
So the ambulance is leaving Wednesday.
It's doing what?
The old
Oh, okay. I thought you said it was leaking. Oh, no. All right.
Getting rid of the new ambulance.
Did you guys have the one day I could come through town, the ambulance was sitting there by the barber shop and the cops were there.